Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. In the previous episode, we saw how Sampati told all the things to Vanaras. He gets his wings and he flies back and he says, "Oh Vanaras, now go and think as to how you can cross this." See, the Vanaras go to the sea. They lose their confidence looking at the vastness of the sea and they think like, how do we jump on this? How do we cross and go these 100 yojanas? How would we reach Lanka and all? Angada gives them some strength, but then the next morning when they all wake up, again they all start thinking about this. Then many Vanaras are looking woebegone. Then Angada says, okay, you guys come out and tell me, each of you tell me how much all you can go. So then Gaja comes, he says, I can go to 10 yojanas. Gavaksha says, I can go to 20 yojanas. Another Vanara comes, he says, I can go till 30 yojanas. Gandhamadana says, I can go till 60 yojanas. Mahinda comes and says, I can go till 70. Dvida comes and says, I can go till 80. And at this point of time, Jambavanta comes and he says, in the Trivikrama Avatara, I was able to do 3 rounds to Sri Mahavishnu himself. But now, given my age, I am not able to fly that well. So I can go till 90. Then Angada comes up and says, I can cross all the 100 yojanas. I can, in one jump, I can fly to all the 100 yojanas. But then I am not sure if I can come back or not. At this point of time, Jambavanta comes out and says, oh, Angada, I know you can even cross 1 lakh yojanas, that's the strength that you have, but you should not go because a leader should always send somebody else to get the thing done than he going himself, because if you go, the people who are waiting here, they would become rudderless, and the job of all the soldiers is to protect the king and to protect the leader. So you are our leader, you cannot go, so please stop any thought that you can go. You have the ability, but I would not want you to go. We need somebody else who can go. Now Angada, now he says, if I am not going and if no one else is also going, then what would happen to all of us? How can we go back and face Sugriva? That's going to be tough for all of us. That would be suicidal for all of us, is what he says. At this particular point of time, Angada is again getting into that same mode where, he says, then let us all die again. He says, we'll again come back and do Prayopavesha and all. At this point of time, Jambavanta says, no, don't do that again. We have someone here who can go, not just go, but he can come back also. We have such great personality here. So let me show you who it is. And then he looks at Swamy Hanuman. Swamy Hanuman, while all these people were coming and talking about their greatness and all, Swamy Hanuman moves away and he was sitting a little away from all these people and he was alone. So now our Jambavanta walks up to Hanuman and says, oh Hanuman, why are you sitting here? What are you doing here? Hanuman says, you are all planning to go, right? So I was just thinking. Then he says, no, you can actually go. Then Hanuman says, can I go? Do I have the ability? Then Jambavanta says, oh yes, you have the ability. There was this Apsara called as Punjikasthala. Due to some shapa, she was born on the earth as a Vanara lady. In her previous life, she was extremely beautiful. She married Kesari, and on a day when she went onto a mountain, due to heavy amount of wind that was coming, her, Hindi we call it pallu, right? That came off, and Vayudeva saw it, and he tried to touch her with his huge arm, and then Punjikasthala, who is now in the Vanara form, she immediately objected and said, who are you? I am a Pativrata and I do not have anybody other than my husband in my mind. Who is the person who is daring to touch me? Then Vayudeva says, oh Punjikasthala, don't worry, it is I Vayudeva, but whatever I did, try to touch you and all, don't take it otherwise. My blessings, you will have a son who is as fast as me, who is as great as me. He will be respected by all the 3 worlds. That's how, O Hanuman, with the blessings of Vayudeva and all the gods and even Shiva Mahadeva himself, you are born. You are not an ordinary Vanara. You have tremendous amount of energy. Once you were born, one day while playing, you thought that sun was like a fruit, so you thought it was a fruit and you can go and eat it, and you almost went till the Surya Mandala. At this particular point of time, Devendra used his Vajrayudha and hit you on your jaw, and that's why we call you Hanuman, because you have a jaw that was hit. That's why you are called as Hanuman. And then you fell down onto the earth. Vayudeva got very angry. He stopped the air in the whole world. Then Brahmadeva came down and he gave a boon to you, saying that whatever you are hit with, any shastra, not astra, any shastra that you are hit with, it will not hit you at all. And then you got immunity from a lot of astras also, as all the gods came and gave you their blessings. So that way you are an extremely powerful person, Hanuman. But the shapa for you is that you would forget your strengths for some time, and you will remember all the strength that you have when someone re-narrates the whole thing to you and makes you as strong as before. So, O Hanuman, you forgot all the strength of yours previously, and now I am recounting this entire story to you so that you remember your entire past once again. So this has a great effect on Swami Hanuman. While listening to this itself, he keeps hitting the floor with his tail. Whenever we look at Swami Hanuman, like the next kanda that we are going to enter is the Sundara Kanda. There also you will be seeing that Swami Hanuman hits the earth a lot of times with his tail. So we all know that it's Rudravatara, Samba Sadasiva, Bhavani Shankara, Uma Maheshwara, Devonka Dev, Mahadev. That Mahadeva himself came down as Swami Hanuman, right? So Swami Hanuman was born in the Rudramsha. So, and when he was coming, his energy, or Shiva Shaktya Yukto Yadhavati Shakta Prabhavitam, that's what they say, right? Our Ma, goddess Parvati, she came in the form of the Vala, or the tail. So when Hanuman is getting more and more and more power, right? One thing that he keeps doing is this Valam, or this tail of his, he keeps hitting it onto the ground, showing that the energy is flowing. And that's how the Shiva and Shakti came together as Hanuman. And that's why whenever we worship Hanuman, we get everything. Buddhir balam yasodhairyam nirbhayatvam arogata ajadyam vakpatutvancha hanumat smaranat bhaved, right? So Hanuman realizes his strength now, and then he looks at all the other Vanaras and says, I can fly as quick as the air. I can even fly faster than the air. I can take out the entire water from the sea, from these oceans. I can make these oceans look like ponds. When I fly over these oceans, if a person, he's sleeping, and if his cloth has got removed, how the way his legs and all will be visible, that's how when I fly on this ocean, you will be able to see. I mean, my power would be so much that this water itself will move up or into a side, and you would see the fish and the other different types of creatures that live under the water. They will get exposed. I can go from the place where sun rises to the place where sun sets, and then come back to the place where sun rises without taking a break. I can fly for so much amount of time. He tells about all his strengths. He says, I can judge very well, I can smell very well, I can fight very well, and he talks about all his powers, his prowesses, and says, now I will go to Lanka, and if I won't find Sita there, I'll bring the Lanka itself here so that we can all question that Ravana. That is my power. Well, now I'll have to go to Lanka. So if I jump from here, or the small Parvata, this Vindhya, which is on the borders of the sea, this cannot handle me and my power. So I'll have to move to a bigger mountain. Look at that bigger mountain over there. That is Mahendragiri. So it's the cliff and the various summits the summit, all of it is looking very good there. So I will get onto that mountain, and from there I will jump towards Lanka, and then I'll start flying in the air, and I'll go to Lanka. Now he moves on to that, and the moment Hanuman, the way he is increasing his body and the way he is walking on that mountain, all the rishis, munis, those Gandharvas who are already there on that mountain, they start moving out. The animals also start moving out. But Hanuman keeps walking. He reaches the summit of Mahendragiri, and there he looks at all the Vanaras. He is now getting ready for the huge flight that he needs to take. On one hand, the rishis are running away. They are moving in one direction. Swami Hanuman is moving in another direction. The way Hanuman was walking, the way he went up, and once he has gone up, he is doing a small sort of exercise to gain the power so that he can do one huge jump from this end to that to the other end. Now Hanuman is actually getting ready for the jump. And when he's moving his hands, legs, and all, there is a lot of pressure that is getting created on the mountain, and the huge rocks and all, they're all getting broken, they're all falling down. Hanuman is looking at all of that, but his concentration is towards Lanka. Our Valmiki Rishi is saying, Savegavan Vega Samahitatma Haripravira Paravira Hanta Manas Samadhaya Mahanubhavo Jagama Lankam Manasa Manasvi. This is a very, very, very important sloka. This is the last sloka of Kishkindhakanda. So, Savegavan means the person who has got huge speed. Vega Samahitatma, he is thinking about that speed, and he knows how to control that speed also. Haripraviraha means the man who is the best among the Hari here actually means Vanaras, so he is the best among Vanaras. Paravirahanta, the person who can go and kill the Shatrus. Paravirahanta. Manasamadhaya means he has made up his mind. Manaha means manas, samadhaya means focus. Okay, Manas Samadhaya Mahanubhavo means a great person. Manas Samadhaya Mahanubhavo Jagama Lankam Manasa Manasvi. He has already reached Lanka in his mind, and now he has to reach there physically. So he has envisioned how Lanka would be, and has moved to Lanka in his mind already, and now he has to go physically there. So with this, in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana, with the grace of Sri Ramachandra, with the blessings of Sri Ramachandra, and the choicest blessings of my Sadguru Sri Sai Maharaj, we are done with Kishkindhakanda, and with the blessings of Swamy Hanuman, Sri Ramachandra, Sitama, and my Sadguru Sri Sai Maharaj. May Sri Ramachandra give us the strength so that we can go through the greatest Kanda in the entire Srimad Valmiki Ramayana, which is Sundara Kanda. We shall see that in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, sarvam Sri Sai Maharaj Swami Charana Arvinda Arpanamastu. Swasti. Jai Shri Ram.